I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. Today is Tuesday, so I'm here to critique one of your original paintings or drawings. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to my website, lachri.com/critiques. Link is below in the video description, and you can submit your work there. Today we are taking a look at this painting done by artist Michaela Ryan. This is a oil over acrylic, my favorite. Michaela has a Facebook page that you can check out. The link is also below in the video description. Michaela said that she wanted to express power and emotion. She wanted to put her depression into the canvas instead of tormenting her own soul and mind, to show anxiety, loneliness, and sadness. This is something that I think is so awesome, and it's one of the best things I think about art. The fact that we can express ourselves in a very positive way. We can take something that's so negative and turn it into something positive, and your shading and your blending on here are beautifully done. The way that you've got your lighting on the shirt, I really like that. There's almost a glow to it. That came out really, really nice. And I think you captured your nose and your mouth very, very well here. So moving on to some of the things that we can adjust to improve on it even more. As usual, I did a bit of Photoshop so that we could see how close your actual drawing is to your reference photo. So I lined them up and then outlined everything with a red pen and then dropped the photo out, and now we can see when we line this up how close you are to the actual photo. Now this one is kind of funny, and I think so often when we do self-portraits, it is really easy to paint what we think we look like and not what we actually look like. And I find it interesting how often when women paint themselves, we have a tendency to paint ourselves whiter than we actually are. But looking at yours, your hair on yours is much, much larger than on your reference photo, and your face is much wider. Now the hands and arms are also off, but I'm not really gonna focus so much on that. We're gonna look mostly at your hair and your face. Now on this one, because I adjusted so much on this, it looks my Photoshop job kind of has this very creepy look that you will do much better in your painting. It's just the way that I painted it on here. Everything's kind of too soft and it's a little weird there, but just for as far as looking at where everything belongs on your face, this is what we're focused on now. Starting off with the hair, I pulled it in a lot. I trimmed off a lot of what was on the outside edge, and then your face on the one edge is much wider than your face actually is, so I trimmed that out and then brought the hair further in right along that side. Your eyebrows aren't quite in the right location. You've got it to where it's much too long on that outer edge, so I cut some of that off. And then the left edge of the nose, I trimmed some of that off as well. It's just a little too wide on the one side, which was interesting to me because the other side was right on. You were really accurate there. It was just the one side came out a little too far. I think your mouth was beautifully painted, very accurate here, so I'm not going to touch that at all. I've added more shading all around the face, and again, this is where it kind of looks weird because of the way that I've shaded this, but you can see just by darkening that up, you can add a lot more contouring to your face. Now, most importantly are the eyes. The shapes were off, and when you're doing portraits, if you want it to look like the actual model, or yourself in this case, it is very important that you get those eyes right. It is so, that's what everyone's gonna focus on. Everything overall is important, but really spend extra time on the eyes. So you can see I've adjusted the shape of them where they're located. Looking at the whites of the eye, this is something I've been talking a lot about lately. You don't want to leave them white. We know that the whites of the eye are white, but they're not white because the color white is very reflective. It's going to reflect everything around it. So you want to tone that down with grays or grayish brown tones, anything like that. Tone that down and save the actual white paint for your highlights. The other thing is that you want to have a shadow underneath your upper eyelid that will cast onto the entire eye, both the whites and the iris. So you want to get that shadow in there, and that's going to it's going to make the eye look a lot more three-dimensional and not so flat. Also, the inner and outer corners, you're going to want to add a little bit of shadow to so that the eye looks like it's more three-dimensional. Now, I kept the shadows under your eyes that you had in your original photograph. It exaggerates that feeling of depression, I think, the way that your head is downcast and the way that those shadows fall. So I think leaving those in there is good. And my Photoshop job here, I did this very quickly. It's very crappy. It's kind of scary looking. You can do a way better job than what I've done on your actual painting. The main thing that I wanted you to notice here is where I was trimming things off, thinning out your face, adjusting where your eyes were located. Those are what's going to make this painting look like you. You have done a beautiful job though. I especially love the lighting on the shirt there. I really want to encourage you, when you're feeling depressed, keep turning to art. It is the best thing you can do for yourself. Don't forget, you guys can check out more of Michaela's beautiful work. The link to her Facebook page is below in the video description. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to my website, lachri.com/critiques. The link is below in the video description. description. You can submit your work there. If you're new to my channel, I have new video critiques every Tuesday where I'm critiquing your original paintings or drawings, my own Speak Paintings, Drawings, and Tutorials every Wednesday, and social media tips for artists every Thursday, and artist vlogs each weekend. So make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all those social media sites. The links are below in the video description along with everything else, and you can follow me there. Make sure to head back tomorrow where I am doing a Prismacolor versus Luminance colored pencil review. I'll see you guys tomorrow.